Poof! Here we are. Facebook. Guys, namaste. God bless all of you. Happy Sunday. It's Sunday. Days are getting shorter. Don't get depressed now, people. But it's National Lazy Day. So if you guys have the choice to relax and sit around and, maybe jack in a movie here and there. But the question lies, and you know me, Mr. Question. The question lies, when you're lazy, or so-called lazy, are you really relaxing, is the question. And to me, I had to figure that out, man, because, on days where, you're watching a movie, but are you really watching the movie? Are you thinking about what happened during the day, or this one that hurt you, or the relationship that ended 25 years ago you just can't get over? That's not relaxing, that's dwelling. And you start getting in that kind of thought pattern. I mean, you're anchoring yourself to a life that's it's not going to be very well. And I'm a veteran of it. I learned from it. Thank you that I learned from it. And I understand now that what's going on between the left and right ear is most important. That's your relaxing point right there. With a clear mind and your heart is not heavy. I mean, life is absolutely amazing. And this is the point of all these shows, to let you guys understand that there's so many different facets going on with our emotions, our thoughts, our beliefs, that to understand them would be monumental. But it's the key ones that really will set the tone for what's going on in your life. And I got this yesterday, getting ready for my double shift Saturday, as I always do on Saturday. And this video stood out. And this is from Neville Goddard. It stood out. I'm like, damn it, I'm gonna bring this to people, because to me, you master this and the other traits that we have and that I feature here, like little breadcrumbs on America's Mentor, you are going to feel so much better. And lazy days are going to be relaxing mentally and physically. Lazy days for you to actually relax for once in your life. But Bashar came up with a great quote for today. And out of the quote box tonight, I just got this friggin', it came to me like 5 minutes ago. I love how things come to me. The mark of true change is to behave differently, even if the outside world looks the same. I love that. The mark of true change. And that's all transformation is just thinking differently. Therefore, you're creating differently. And Neville Goddard came up with that amazing, don't think of what you want, but think from it. And this is what most people do. They're not thinking of what they want. They're thinking what they want, but not thinking from it. They're not immersing themselves, embodying themselves to be in it. And his video yesterday was probably, I only needed 12 minutes of it. I mean, literally, these seminars that are broadcast with the Neville Goddard Network on YouTube, guys, please, you want life-changing material. You want to understand how you tick. You want to realize how that scripture was written for us and not against us. It was written as an instruction manual, not as a religion per se. But they've used it, and they've used us in the process, not in a bad way. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's a lot of things in there. But why would, in the 4th century, all these books about self-empowerment be expunged? I mean, not to be a conspiracy theorist here. I'm not. I'm just showing facts there, meatball. But he had a great point that he said in his video yesterday, and it started out with stop looking around and start looking within. This is powerful because it'll help you understand yet another trait that we have in emotion, the old energy emotion here that kind of happens in our life every day. That you realize when you start controlling it, start managing it, you start overcoming it. And he said, and this is why a lot of things aren't coming to pass in your life, and I had to understand this many moons ago, and I still practice today. I mean, I don't get complacent in my learning in life, because what do I want? Mental peace. From that mental peace comes clarity. With clarity comes a better vision. Better vision comes a better outcome. Believe me when I tell you. I mean, if you're able to let go of what has hindered you in this process, and you'll understand why things aren't happening in your life, these few words might actually help. He said, they say we create our world from within, yet people are asking why nothing changes. He goes on to say why. The one thing no one talks about is doubt. I'll say it again. The one thing no one talks about is doubt. Doubt is an emotion And that manifests into self-doubt. When you start doubting the world around you, you start doubting your abilities, you start hindering the potential possibilities just by way of your thinking. Because doubt is an emotion. It's an energy that you're sending out constantly. He goes on to say, the one thing that no one talks about is doubt. Silent, subtle, yet poisonous, you see. Doubt doesn't scream, it whispers. It hides beneath your routines and dresses itself as logic. This is how credulous we are. As people, we actually think that doubting our abilities, we've become so good at it that it becomes our lifestyle. We start thinking that that it's logical. But transformation, you have to become illogical. You have to go beyond your present thinking to understand that to get there, you have to become illogical in whatever you're thinking about. Logic, to me, logic is reasoning, and you're looking for trouble there, Mike. He goes on to say, it disguises itself as realistic, and it conveys that you're doing everything right, while underneath, it quietly cancels everything you try to create. Doubt, I'm gonna define doubt here. Doubt, Latin, that's Latin, to hesitate, waver, or to be of two minds. There's an inner civil war where we're serving two masters in our life. And believe me, I spent decades doubting myself, indeed. But it's the repetitious thought of a presumed outcome in your life. And I'll say it again. When you think of a presumed outcome, you are going to manifest that. And when you start thinking about it enough, you start doubting it's going to happen or can happen in your life. What I'm saying is, when you have a vision, you have this thought, you have this dream or desire or whatever it might be, and you start thinking from it. This is how you override doubt, because you start thinking from it with your emotions instead of having doubt rule your life from your emotions. He goes on to say, the universe will only echo what you believe to be certain. You've taken doubt as saying, wait, this is just part of life. I'm going to think of it as a realistic kind of thing. It's not. It's not. It's a chosen thought that turns into an emotion that hence creates the outside world you're living in, because you're bringing more things to doubt, because your brain is just searching what you're telling it. The mind doesn't control you, as I always say. It takes commands from you. Your brain is always searching what you're implying. So if you keep implying that everything doesn't work out for me, well, why bother? Why do I want to relax? I don't have time anyway. You start anchoring those kind of thoughts in life, it turns into self-doubt. And that is destructive. Who the hell said that? I think Shakespeare said that. He goes, our doubts are traitors and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. You doubt long enough, you're gonna hide in your house, man. You're gonna hide in your house, man. And believe me, you are so much better than that. We're all so much better than that. But if you keep anchoring the thought of doubt and whatever you're trying to have be or do, you're absolutely right. Because it's the reality that you're choosing with your thought process, which can only manifest in the outside world as your reality. And it took me a long time to realize that. Many moons and sitting in a friggin' 12 by 12 to realize that I put myself here. How? Because I was doubting my abilities. I was doubting the person that I was. I was doubting everything about myself just from what has happened to me. When I realized I really didn't want that life anymore. When you start realizing that, you'll start realizing what kind of outcome you're creating just by your thought about it. It's like creating something out of thin air. And you start saying, wait, I'm a lot better than this. Doubt is the one killer of dreams, because even a little bit, just a crack, lets all the power leak out. It's like pouring water into a broken cup. You're feeding it, but that little hinder of doubt is always in the back of our minds. What if it doesn't work out? Because we've been conditioned to live in fear. We've been conditioned to always be prepared, not to let ourselves go, not to let ourselves be the true person that we always want to be, because life is bad. No, you attract the bad in your life by your thought about it. And this is what changed me. This is what allowed me to be who I am, to get rid of the doubt by allowing myself to be who I always wanted to be. And it's like an onion. It stinks, man. Indeed, you got to peel back the layers so you finally realize that's how we are. We are just layers of stink. I'm sorry, we don't stink, but we're layers of our past. That once we understand each one, we peel it back little by little by little to understand that indeed, yeah, I do doubt a lot. I finally realize that now. This is why I can't have the relationship I have, or this is why the money's not coming in the ways, because I'm doubting it. That doubting, that's powerful. Doubting is an emotion in motion. Energy is moving constantly. So if you're constantly doubting, you're constantly sending out the energy to reassure you that you're doubting. And it's going to show you circumstances and events to do that. Imagine trying to install belief in a mind full of doubt. I mean, really think about what he said. Imagine trying to install a new belief in a mind full of doubt. It's nearly impossible because we've been conditioned for so long. But what can do it? Repetition, indeed. And that's what I did with affirmations and constantly surrounding myself in environments that are conducive to where I want to go. You're in a positive environment, there is no doubt. You're in a negative environment, the world sucks. I can tell you from and you guys can concur with me on that. When you're in a negative environment, I mean, everything that comes out of everybody's mouth, even the most positive person, all goes in line with the environment. And this is why I choose not to be in those kind of environments. I don't want to be in a part of it. I was raised in it. I spent decades in it. And I can only tell you is when you let go and allow yourself to be that self is when life molds around that. There is no more doubt when you're being yourself. There is no more doubt when you believe in who you are. When you believe in who you are, man, life is just going to say, okay, well, let's just show you some more of that with synchronicities to match your emotions, your thoughts, and your beliefs about that. Imagine trying to install a belief in the mind full of doubt. It's not that your dreams are weak, but the belief is what blocks it. Indeed. Mental blocks are the biggest pain in the ass, man. I'm sorry. When you have a mental block, literally, it's like the dam has been put up. The true self can't come out. I always say you have to leave the castle to see the kingdom. We've built these mental walls and obstacles around what we truly want to have, be, and do. I get it. It's the fear factor setting in. I get it. And there's certain things in my life I don't even try anymore because it doesn't really tickle my fancy. And if you can get to that point and start leveraging what you really want and what you don't really need right now, I mean, you get to that point, you put your emphasis on what you truly desire without the doubt, you're going to create more of that. You're going to alleviate all the, because you're not really dwelling in the other stuff. I really don't need this. I don't need this. Take a mental inventory of what's going on in your life and you'll see where you're going. You put an emphasis on that one thing you truly desire. Do that for 30 days, man. Think about it constantly. Feel it constantly. Watch how life is going to change. It's these mental tests that really help me, coming from speakers like Neville Goddard's and the Dr. Wayne Dwyer's out there. They really showed us that if you put a direct emphasis on your dreams and desires only, constantly, repetitiously, it's going to start manifesting. That's when it starts getting exciting because you're seeing the fruit. You're reaping the rewards. What you're sowing, you're reaping. Your cause and the life is the effect starting to say, wait a minute, this is awesome. And you keep doing that. It becomes addictive. And when you realize, wow, I'm a lot better than this, I can manifest better than this, you start creating better from this. And he goes on to say, what is doubt? It's considered an emotion, indeed. Done long enough, it manifests into self-doubt. And this is what hurts. The self-doubt is the lack of faith in oneself. This is the mental cancer that has taken effect in a lot of people. They've doubted for so long that it turns into self-doubt, which in other words, they lose faith in their abilities. Therefore, they are not creating any possibilities. I'm here to tell you from a personal standpoint in my life that it's only when I truly decided to be who I am, without a doubt, just letting it ride, man. Life rewarded me in so many beautiful ways. I hope that you can understand this for yourself because we all have this ability. We all have this ability to overcome anything. The will to do stems with the knowledge that we can do. And stop messaging me, man. I'm busy. I'm going to with Facebook Live now. But they gave an amazing 6-step process. Listen to this and I'll let you guys go. Enjoy your Sunday. Growth mindset, which is number 1. The growth mindset is you, just like I said, picking what really what you want to attract in life. That one objective in life, and you start living in that. That's growth, because you're living in growth. You're not living in lack. And he also says, monitor your progress. Indeed, I journal my progress every day. And you start thinking about your progress every day. The little steps, the baby steps that'll get you to where you want to go. Embrace change. This is the biggest thing for people. I mean, people, to change somebody, I know, it's like pulling teeth. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, la, 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 la. I get it. I totally get it. But until you embrace that desire, you're not going to be able to embrace change. Guidance. What do I do every day? I listen to seminars every single day on how the mind works. Neuroscience, everything, quantum mechanics. It may sound boring, but I can tell you right now, when you understand how the mind works, and I'm still in its infancy after years and years, believe me, not to overwhelm me, but say, look, wow, it's intriguing, it's inciting. Why? Because you're empowering yourself. You're empowering yourself to understand life better, and how it starts by thought and your emotions that you send out on a continuous basis. So whatever guidance you get toward this issue, I mean, there's thousands of us out there doing these kind of shows. Embrace, if you really want transformation, understand how the process works. When you understand it is when you can achieve it. No timeline. Get rid of friggin' timelines. I mean, goals to me are great, but you start sticking pressure on that, and 6 months, 1 day, 1 hour, you're really putting way too much pressure on yourself. Have a desire. Talk about it every day in your thoughts and your feelings in your mind, and feeling it. Take action accordingly. Let it go. Let it go into the world. To me, it's not if I'm going to have my goals, it's when. So I just keep allowing that to happen every day and evolve every day and learn from it. Act accordingly with it and pursue forth. No timeline, like I said, and check in with yourself. It's National Lazy Day. Ask yourself the question, how am I doing? Ask better questions, you get better answers. Always, this mental monitoring may sound daunting to some people. It really is not. It's a lot better than going through the next 20, 30, 40 years of your life in mental despair. Because that is going to grow. Like doubt starts with, the simple, oh, I can't do this today, into self-doubt where I don't believe it's going to happen at all. This is how it gets anchored. You don't want to get to that point in your life. And if you are at that point, transformation is just changing your mind and doing it constantly. The old you can't withstand the new you. And remember, whatever dimension of reality you choose, that's the energy direction you're picking. Most importantly, the one that you're manifesting. So hopefully this quick Sunday show helped you guys. America's Mentor _radio on Instagram. Much love. Twitter, that helped you guys. It's not even Twitter. Why do I keep saying that? Yes, it's been anchored. Think about that, guys. It's the same thing. We've been anchored in so many ways in our life that to recognize it, to understand it, is when you start moving forward. So please follow me and subscribe. America's Mentor. # Jerry Maldonado on YouTube, guys. Happy Sunday to you. Enjoy your lazy day. Enjoy yourself. Be good to yourself. Mentally understand that, yes, indeed, we can change anything with the will to do. Stems from the knowledge that we can do. Enjoy your Sunday, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon, man.